3, 2, 1. These aren't good claps. 3, 2, 1. All right, that was a decent clap. All right, we're good. What's up guys, Mark again with another album review. Today what we're going to be reviewing is Boston Manor's brand new full-length album, Be Nothing, period. Boston Manor is a 5-piece emo pop punk band from the northwest of England in Blackpool. They are currently signed to Pure Noise Records, and if I'm being completely honest, I had never heard of them before I heard about this new album. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you guys haven't heard of them either, so hopefully this review can kind of get you a good feel for what their music's like, and if you seem interested, then you can go check it out, or you can check it out before and then listen to my review, and then tell me where I'm wrong and where you agree with me. Things I specifically like about this band is their seemingly effortless transition between an emo and a pop punk sound. I know a lot of bands do it really well together, but this band straight up will sound emo for a certain section of a song and they'll just completely pop it up to a normal pop punk sound. It really doesn't sound weird when they're doing it. It doesn't feel forced. Be Nothing was officially released October 1st of 2016, just a couple days ago. It is on Spotify and it's available for purchase. I'll have links down below if you'd like to pick up this album, but without further ado, I'm just gonna get into the track by track. The opening track on the album is called Burn You Up. I'm not even gonna lie, the intro of this song scares the shit out of me every single time I listen to it. It starts off with this weird distortion-y kind of thing, so you kind of like lean into it, you're like, whoa, what are they saying? What am I listening to? And then it just smacks you in the face and all the instruments come in, and I know it's coming, and it gets me every time. For things that actually matter, the pre-chorus is solid. You know how I like my pre-choruses. And if you don't, I like pre-choruses to be good and strong. Also, there's a portion of the song where they incorporate these like deep, dark vocals, but have like yell screams behind them, and it just sounds really good. And that's just a sound and like a vocal layer combination that I absolutely love. This chorus is pretty good, kind of catchy. I started like humming, singing along to it after just a couple listens, so that's solid. Similarly to like some stuff by Moose Blood, I like that they're not hiding their accent in the vocals. This song's just a solid album opener. The next song is called Lead Feet. While they were recording this album, the lead singer actually got a phone call from this guy that he hadn't seen in years. The guy tells him his life has been like absolutely spiraling since like they last saw each other. He's been in jail, he's had like family members die. I don't want to paraphrase too much, so I'll have a link down below to that. Pretty much the premise of this song is that these two people started out in such a similar spot, and since they have last talked, their lives are just completely gone in separate directions. Just they're so different. How people's lives can just change drastically from any given point. With that said, right off the bat, I really dig the bass line, and I really dig the little falling guitar parts in between the vocals in the first verse. It sounds nice and fresh on this album. When compared to the last one, this is definitely more punk driven. There's things about the chorus that I really like and things that I kind of dislike. Dislikes first is that musically it's a little too similar to the rest of the song. Kind of gets drowned out. If you're not paying that close of attention, you might totally miss the chorus. It doesn't stand out enough, and that's really disappointing because there's parts of the chorus that I love. The melody of the chorus really gets to me. Along with that, I love the switching of meter. Not every sung part is the same length. They'll have a long part, short part, long part, short part, kind of answering each other. I think they did a fantastic job with that. The next song on the album is called Laika. This song is named after a Russian space test dog. Pretty much when the whole space race thing was going on, what the Russians would do is they would get strays, bring them in, like take care of them and everything, but then do space tests with them. I'm pretty sure Laika was actually the first living animal to orbit the Earth. She died around 7 hours after liftoff. Right off the bat, it starts off with this cool little like spacey sounding guitar intro that goes right into a verse with harsher kind of scream yelled vocals that transition really well because of the contrast into a softer sounding chorus. This chorus is super simple, just kind of soft, held out notes. Because of how simple it is, it makes it one of the more memorable ones to me on the album. Along with that, I totally dig the percussion in the chorus. It's super solid top to bottom, and there's also a section where I'm pretty sure tambourine comes in and it just adds depth and it sounds super nice. Second chorus adds extra lyrics to the chorus, makes it a little bit more memorable, and then it just drops to this kind of piano, guitar, bassline, spacey, wide open part. They break down the bridge even further with this kind of just hard-hitting drum, vocals over the top part, then transitions into full instrumentals and layered vocals, 2 different vocal lines going at the same time. I absolutely love that. It sounds fantastic. This bridge is phenomenal and arguably my favorite part of the entire album. Lyrically, I really like how they draw metaphors with Laika and space in the bridge and the outro. Super cool. If you're gonna listen to no other song on the album, make sure it's this one. The next song on the album is called Q, See-You. Right off the bat, this one switches it to a more emo feel. The chorus on this one is decent, but there's just nothing that really stands out to me, so it ends up just being forgotten in the album. While I'm listening to a song, I always note how much I like the vocals behind the chorus. I don't really have much to say about this one because it's kind of just meh in my book, and honestly is probably a skip track on most occasions. If you totally love this album, don't be sad because the next song is called Broken Glass and I love this one. It does a similar thing as the last one with taking it to a more emo feel, but it just takes it to a whole nother level. The vocals throughout are just so deep and dark and they're just layered and mixed so well. I can't get enough of them on this song. Another fantastic bridge on this album that consists of another cool kind of ambient feeling song with these cool oohs throughout, and then it just explodes into a huge part. Probably the biggest, roundest part of the album thus far. And the outro just kind of lulls you away. And then there's like this little snicker at the end. This song is just so good. I really enjoy this one. If you dig the totally rad emo vibes, check this one out. The next song is called Kill Your Conscience. And the intro just gets me so hyped, and I think the song is gonna hit me in the face, and then it just doesn't. Lyrically, I totally appreciate how in the first verse they use the correct unit for pressure, pascals, SI is life, fuck what you heard. The chorus is alright, I like the vocals in them, but it gets so bogged down by the fact that musically it is just too similar to the verses. You could tell me it's another verse and I wouldn't be surprised. The most memorable part of the song for me is definitely in the bridge. They have these repeated vocals that it goes, so give up, you're dishonest, and then that repeats and repeats. I definitely remember that every time it comes through. At the end, the guitars are definitely something to stick around for, but just top to bottom, this song's a bit forgettable. The next song on the album is called Forget Me Not. The driven intro and the first chorus of this, along with the little guitar fills thrown in there, are super refreshing on this album. In the chorus, this dude just like can't remember her birthday, and I totally vibe with him. I can't remember anyone's birthday. You know, it's just one of those things that you're like, that's so me. Fuck, man. I'm obviously kidding, but really, lyrically, that part is probably what sticks out most to me. I'm not used to like hearing people talk about birthdays in songs. Why don't people talk about birthdays? In the bridge, I totally dig the back and forth vocal parts. I wish they didn't switch the drums halfway through the bridge from this kind of like breakdown thing to just a simple hi-hat snare. I think it's, why do you need more hi-hat snare? At the very end of the song, it kind of drifts away with this kind of raw, innocent sounding vocal part. And it's a style that I really wish I saw at some other point on this album. This one's solid. The next song is called This Song Is Dedicated to Nobody. I'm sure there's someone out there with a name Nobody. Like, the little guitar part in the beginning is heaven. Please bring that back. But yeah, this song starts super jammy and I can totally dig the sound it's going for at the beginning. It seemed to me like the vocals in this one take a less predictable line and I enjoy that. The bridge slash third verse of this song is absolutely my favorite part. The part that's like, who the fuck did we think you'd be, just hits the ears right. After the bridge, these stacked vocal lines go straight into and through the chorus. It makes the last chorus sound that much more different than the rest of the song. And I can totally vibe to this song, definitely worth listening to. The penultimate song on the album is called Stop Trying, Be Nothing. First things first, Baseline, yes, yes. And then when the song comes in with some of the harshest vocals and lyrics on the entire album, I'm totally feeling it. This track really portrays the entire message of Be Nothing. You're your own, you're yourself, you are nothing and you're everything itself. Like, straight up, these dudes turn into like Dr. Seuss for a second, and I totally fuck with it. Even the dark emo section of this song is just so much more tempo driven than any other time they do that on the album. The chorus is surprisingly smooth and catchy, and then the outro, they come in with some more ooze, but with how harsh the vocals are, you think it might not work out that well, but it totally does. Definitely listen to this song. Along with Laika, this is my like top 2 favorites on the album. The next song on the album is called Fossa, and I totally dig the guitar throughout the intro and the first verse of this song. Speaking of the first verse, it just starts building you up, and you think like, it's just gonna drop me right into the chorus. It's just building you up, and then it just drops and catches you, and you're like, what? Nice, like, softer pre-chorus. And then it drops you into the chorus, and you're like, whoa, like roller coaster. I think it's incredibly unexpected, but incredibly effective. The chorus is nice and catchy as well. And then the outro of the song almost feels like an entire chorus hook in itself, but it's an outro. A lot of the things that I love most about this song, I didn't really notice until a handful of listens through, so definitely give this one some time. In the end, I'm feeling this album. It's not perfect, nowhere near. There's probably too many sections that just get drowned out, sound too much like the song before or 2 songs ago, and you're like, wait, was this? And that's a little disappointing, but when a band is writing their first full-length record, that is definitely something that often occurs. There's just too many songs that are kind of just middle of the road, meh. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate the effort put towards this album. I think their efforts prove successful. This album shows off both an enjoyable sound that has been developed by this band and shows creativity by taking certain risks throughout the record that more often than not I enjoyed. With all that said, I'm gonna give Be Nothing by Boston Manor a 7 out of 10. Remember to let me know what you guys think of this album down below. I'm gonna be posting my favorite and my least favorite song. Remember to click in the description down below. I'll have purchase links for this album so you can support the band. And while you're in the description, why not follow me on social media? If you ever want to get in contact with me, talk to me about music, talk to me about YouTube, if you want to be my friend, social media is the best way. Remember to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed this review and you want to see more reviews in the future. I'm always brainstorming for new videos to make, so if you guys ever have any suggestions on albums that I should review or videos I should make in general, drop those down below in the comments. And finally, if you enjoyed this review and you want to see more, why not subscribe so you can stay up to date with everything I post. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day and stay beautiful. Do I look like I'm gonna like fight someone? I hope I don't look intimidating. Fuck, dude, everyone's gonna be so confused when I review Boston Manor and Joyce Manor in the same week. Am I Cam Newton yet? Papa President Pass doesn't run on batteries, boys and girls. It runs on effort. Effort!